Hello, and welcome to Time and Stress Management to Achieve More in Life. I am Jamie Jackson Spanhake. I am the founder and coach at Lion Life LLC. The first thing you may be wondering is why you should listen to me. Well, because I am like you. I've lived the same too busy, too much stress life of wanting or having a career, being an entrepreneur, and being a mom. I'm also certified as a health coach, so I have a base of knowledge regarding wellness that informs everything I teach. I've even written a book about it. All my work with clients as a work-life integration coach is based upon the principles and practices in my book, which is all about time and mind management. Over the next 25 minutes or so, I'll share with you two of my top time management tools and the number one habit to reducing your stress. Don't feel like you need to wait until the end to implement. Let's do the exercises as we go through. I'm going to ask you to engage in two written exercises, so I encourage you to have pen and paper ready to participate. The benefit you get today will be directly proportional to the amount of energy and thought you put into the exercises. So let's get started. The reality of time is that we have quite a bit of it, even though it doesn't always feel like it. Each week has 168 hours. 168, that's a lot of hours. If you sleep 8 hours each night, which you need, that equals 56 hours, which leaves you with 112 waking hours each week to work and live your life. Now, even when we know that we have 112 waking hours each week, it feels like there isn't enough time. I love this meme. When we are busy, it feels like we have less time, but the reality is that time is the same, no matter how much or how little we need to do. There are always 168 hours in a week. The first step to effective time management is to get clear on what you need and want to do and how much time that will take. So let's do that with the following exercise. This is one of my favorite exercises, the 168-hour week. We are going to quantify your time. Consider the details of what you need and want in your life. So, for example, if you work 50 hours each week, but you'd like to work 40 hours, you can either use 40 hours or 50 hours when you do your quantity of time for work. I find it helpful to do both, but for now, just choose one or the other, your reality or what you want your reality to be like. I find that it's good if you start with what is and then recalibrate based upon those facts. Sometimes you need to know the facts first before you can make a change. But you decide which is best for you for this exercise, and I encourage you to revisit it again when you have more time. So, consider these categories on the slide. Sleep, work, your relationships with other people, including your family and friends, exercise, fitness, and health, your hobbies, household responsibilities, commuting and or driving, including to and from work and driving to other activities, and other categories. If there's something else that I haven't included that's part of your daily life, you should include it in your list. So I'll give you a few examples. We're going to get clear on how you are spending your time or how you want to spend your time, depending on which exercise you're doing. And you're going to break down the previous categories into specific items. So I have examples on this slide if you need more guidance. So, for example, I want to spend 6 hours a day at work. I want to spend from 6 to 10 p.m. with family on weekdays and 4 hours each Saturday and Sunday. 1 hour every day of the week exercising, Maybe you want to play a round of golf each week or go hiking on the weekends. Write down how much time grocery shopping takes, or yard care, or cooking, or cleaning, your commute. So think of all the various things in each category and how much time you spend in a day. How long are you in your office? How much time do you want to spend with family or friends? When do you exercise? What are your hobbies and your household chores? So I'm going to go back to the previous slide so you can see the categories, and you can pause and quantify your time for a week. Okay, now you're going to add all those hours together and see how many you get. Now when I do this exercise, I get 188.5 hours. Now I'm sure you can see the problem here. In order for me to do all the things I want and need to do, I need 188.5 hours each week. But how many hours are in a week? 168. I need an extra 3 hours each day to succeed. It's impossible. I've set myself up for failure. And this doesn't even include all the unexpected things that come up, like a client emergency or a sick kid. Every week, when I look back at the week, I will always see about 20 hours of things that I did not do. And I'll feel like, oh, if I just had better time management skills, or if I was more motivated, or whatever negative self-talk we engage in, we will always feel like there isn't enough time. So what do we do? First of all, if your total was less than 168 hours, good for you. You have reasonable expectations for your time, and you are one step ahead of the rest of us. And with the exercises that follow, you'll be able to enjoy even more time in your life. So, what do we do? Well, we have two options. We can create time or reduce what we must do. Well, I haven't figured out how to create time. If you have, please let me know. So our only option is reducing what we must do. So let's explore how to do that in the next time management tool. This meme is from the movie Jurassic Park. You were so busy wondering if you could do it, you never stopped to ask if you should. Exactly. Now the next exercise addresses this question. Should you do or must you do all the things you listed in the last exercise? My dear friend and life coach taught me this tool. It is from Martha Beck, who is a life coach trainer, and it's called the 3 B's. For each activity, responsibility, or obligation detailed in the last exercise, you're going to ask 3 questions. Can you bag it, barter it, or better it? And here's how it works. Can you bag it? Means, can you just not do it? Now, this is the first step to reducing what you must do. There are some things that we can just let go. There will be consequences, so you must consider those. But if you are okay with those consequences, then maybe you can just not do it. I'll give you a simple example from my own life. I like a clean and neat house. I need a neat house to not feel overwhelmed by clutter, because that causes me to feel anxious and disorganized. So I need to put things away and straighten up my house. But I can bag a really clean house, one with dust and pet hair, for a finite period of time. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats and 1 child, so I really need to vacuum every day to keep the house truly clean, but I don't, because I don't want to spend my time vacuuming every day. I deal with the consequences of pet fur and less than sparkling floors in my house. Now the next question is, can you barter it? meaning can you delegate it or have someone else do it? Now, true bartering doesn't involve payment, but for our purposes, will include people or services that you pay for. If you can find someone else to do some of the things that need to be done, you can reduce the things that you personally must do. This is one way that we can achieve more while doing less. This is the best way to achieve more because more is being completed, but you're not the only one doing it. And in keeping with my example of a clean house, I have a housekeeper that comes in every other week to clean my house. Another idea for bartering could be to buy a robot vacuum to clean my floors daily. Both of those would be considered bartering. So hopefully by now, your mind is starting to consider all the things on your to-do list and your 168 hours exercise that you can bag or barter. And we are going to apply these 3 B's to all those items. But let me tell you about how to better it, and then we'll go through the exercise of applying the 3 B's. So the last question is, can you better it? There are some things that must be done by you. So you create a way to do those things that works better for you. So you can't have someone else sleep for you, or eat for you, or exercise for you, but you can find ways to make it better for yourself. An example from my own life is getting up early to do things I want to do. I like to be up early in a quiet house with the ability to meditate or write or work on projects before anyone else in the house is awake. But I don't like actually getting up early, even after a good night's sleep. So I bettered it. I bought a coffee pot with a timer and set it to start brewing at the same time my alarm goes off. And when I wake up, I can smell the coffee and it makes the morning just a bit better, which gives me that extra incentive to get up. So let's take a minute to start applying the 3 B's to your list. Even if you had less than 168 hours in the last exercise, there may be more opportunity for you to achieve more while doing less, and who doesn't like the idea of free time? So go through your list of wants and needs, the specific items that make up each general category, and ask the 3 B's for each item. Your goal is to get to 168 hours or less because time is finite and obligations seem infinite. We must have realistic expectations based upon the number of hours in a day. So pause, take a minute or so, as long as you need. You may not get through your entire list, but at least get started and come back when you're ready to move on. Okay, so your goal is to end up with something like this. This is an example of 168 hours per week. So you've got 56 hours of sleep, 50 hours of work, 28 hours spent with family, friends, and other people, 7 hours of exercise, 7 hours for hobbies, and so on. So, of course, this is an aspirational plan, and not everything will always go according to plan. But in order to utilize our time effectively, we must understand how much time we have and develop realistic expectations for how much we can do in that amount of time. So those were 2 of my top time management tools. There's a lot more that I'd love to share with you if we have more time. So if you found these 2 time management tools helpful, you can learn more in my book, The Lawyer, the Lion, and the Laundry, 3 Hours to Finding Your Calm in the Chaos. It's available at my website. It's also on Amazon. If you order it at my website, you can use the code CALM and get 20% off, and I will also send you an autographed copy of the book. So let's turn now to stress management. So what if I told you there's a simple, always effective habit you can do to reduce your stress? It takes about 5 minutes a day. It's free. There's no special tools or skills. It can increase your focus and productivity, lower your heart rate, increase patience and creativity, and increase clarity and calm. What is this magic tool? Well, of course, it is not magic. It's meditation. The number one habit to reduce stress is meditation. I'm going to teach you today a simple meditation tool to use on a daily basis to reduce your stress. If you already meditate daily, then you may be familiar with this tool, so I invite you to join me since you already know the benefits of meditation. If you don't currently have a meditation practice, then I ask that you approach this tool with an open mind and give it a try. You've got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. This practice that we're going to do will last about 2 to 3 minutes. So all I ask is that you give me a few minutes of your focused time. And if you don't like it, then it will be over in just a few minutes. But I think you will enjoy it. So we're going to start with the way that you sit. You can sit on the floor or on a chair. If you sit on a chair, make sure your feet are flat on the floor and your back is straight. If you sit on the floor, you can sit crisscross applesauce like I'm sitting here on the slide. You can put your hands in your lap like they are on the slide, crossed over and facing up, or you can put them on your knees. So go ahead and close your eyes and breathe normally, and just listen to my voice as you breathe. Now, when we meditate, we aren't trying to think of nothing. We aren't zoning out. We are instead focusing in. And with the meditation we do today, we will focus on our breath. The tool we will use is counting, so I'll explain. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Hold it for a pause, then exhale slowly through your nose. Let's do it again. Pause. Exhale. Now each time you breathe in, count 1. Breathe out, count 2. Breathe in, count 3, and so on. So you'll breathe in, 1. Pause, out, 2. Breathe in, 3. Pause, out, 4. Now if you get distracted and lose count, there's no need to judge. Just start over again at 1. You're going to count to 10. If you reach 10 before I let you know that we are wrapping up our meditation, then just count backwards down to 1. So breathe in, breathe out, and count to yourself. And I'll let you know when we are wrapping things up. So let's do one more round of breath. Breathe in, pause, and breathe out. And go ahead and open your eyes when you're ready. So thank you for joining me for that guided meditation. I have an e-guide that goes in more depth. It is the number one habit e-guide that I want to share with you. It teaches you all about the benefits of meditation and walks you through developing your own meditation practice. So I hope that you found this free session, webinar, very helpful. And I would love to connect with you. You can reach me via email at jamie@spanhake.com, or also through my website, jamiespanhake.com. And I love to connect on social media. I'd love to know what everyone has going on, what your challenges are, what I can learn from you, what we can work on together. So you can find me on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And I would enjoy connecting with you there. So thank you very much for joining me.